What's up, H-Town and all around? Welcome to, or welcome back to the Dash Dispatch. OSG here, as always, and with me tonight is Houston's favorite H-Town sports fan girl, Dani. How you doing, Dani?
I am good. How are you?
Good. Excited to talk to you today as well. We have Laura Gómez with us tonight. Laura, welcome in. How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. It was a good weekend for us.
Almost a perfect weekend, but it was a good weekend for us that follow the Dash and everything Dash. So, let's get into it. Well, not almost. Let's get into it real quick. A little update. OSG mileage tracker. I'm at 5 trips now, going back and forth. 4 trips to Houston, 1 trip to Dallas so far. I'm up to 1,808 miles traveled, and I did the back and forth this weekend. So Saturday morning, I got up, I drove in, watched the DAS game, went and checked in on some people at the pitch before the Dynamo game, and then turned around and drove right back home. So I do the dip and dash. I feel like I'm a Houstonian. I'm born and raised in Houston, by the way, just some of y'all new listeners, but I feel like I live in Houston, but I stay a little bit outskirts, just a little bit, but
A little bit.
yeah, still having fun doing it though. It's worth it. It's worth every mile, but one day I'll get that gas paid for by a little sponsor. If you're listening, help me get there, and we'll turn a favor around. But people are here to talk Houston Dash and to listen to Houston Dash. They're going to talk Houston Dash as we're talking about it, and they're listening on their radio or however they're listening or watching on Foxtrot TV right here. But I guess let's start with the bad news, and y'all tell me if it's not bad news. But Laura, I do want to start with you first. We were surprised, absolutely surprised, as we record on Monday night. I think it was Tuesday it came out. Ryan and Sheehan are both traded, and it could be up to about 1.2 million between the both of them.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Laura, one, I know you had to be surprised, and then what are your thoughts on Yazmeen, Ryan, and Delanie Sheehan being traded out of the blue?
I was surprised, but at the same time I wasn't, because ever since they said that they wanted to sell the team, there's different ways that you can take that as a fan. You'd be like, either they're gonna bulk up to attract a buyer, or they're gonna try to get rid of, players that are worth, a lot of money. So it wasn't like a surprise. Maybe at the moment that they did it, perhaps I thought they were gonna do it a little bit earlier, not so close to the home game or a kickoff. In my kind of train of thought, or like the timeline that they might have. So mine was kind of like, okay, I'm trying to see which way they're trying to head for the sale kind of thing. In the back of my mind, the sale is always it's in the back, right? So you're always kind of thinking about it. Even though, I've talked to like the players and people from the Houston Dash, and they're like, yeah, it's there, but we go at it, business as normal. We just have to do what we have to do and see what happens. But I always think about that. So for me, it was kind of like, it wasn't expected, but it was. I actually, there was a point that I actually thought they might get rid of Avery too. So I'm just like, I'm just trying to see where they're trying to go with it.
I think I joined this chat at the wrong timing, because I didn't like the idea of just hearing that Avery would leave us. So I don't either. But I'm still trying to figure out what they're trying to do with the sell thing, and having these two players that weren't even on the team a long time, it's interesting to see, really, and you're trying to see the moving pieces. Yeah.
It also makes me think those two, because also are a couple that they wanted out per se. Denver was still building and had a slow build up in their expansion roster build up as well. Boston was way ahead of them on this, so it could have been a necessity too. But like Laura said, that sell is in the back of our minds as well, and we're offloading. It's something I really don't understand, the offloading part, because the value's not gonna really go down. We're already looking to project 60 million over what had paid for the team to begin with. So what are we dipping out for? Or are we building a piggy bank, as I like to say? And we like to manifest a player of the caliber of Bunny Shaw coming in during the summer window. And, you never know. And hopefully the team is sold by then, and then all possibilities in every realm is out there, because then you expect the new owner to come in and just blah, blah, blah. But, Dani, I asked you the same question. Yazmeen Ryan and Delanie Sheehan are both shipped out together for almost $1.2 million. Surprise? What's your thoughts?
I know. I am a little surprised because we've been gloating so far, even before the season started, about Yazmeen and what potential we have for her this year after all the goals that she made for us last year and what we could do with that. But it's not a surprise. I know, like, we are rebuilding. We have younger players, so I think we're just kind of trying to average that out to, like, we kind of keep that young players. But it does still hurt when there's a good player that's leaving us. I'm happy they're going to Denver, though. They do need, like, those players to kind of help them build their roster. So I can't be, like, too disappointed that that's where they ended up. I am sad that we only had them for, a season, a year. And so there's still a lot of building that they could have done with our roster now. But we are making a lot of money out of that. And even in the future, if they ever get traded and stuff, like, we'll still get money coming back. So it's business, I guess.
Definitely the business end. Definitely. So, disappointed, but because as we've been asking, where the goal's going to come from, and Yazmeen Ryan was our top goal contributor last year. We're 2 games in. We see where 4 goals have came from, and we've learned about the rookies and all this since we started the season. So maybe it just made sense. Maybe you just couldn't pass up the money, or maybe we are really close to selling and we're just offloading. Who reached out to who would be a curious question. Did Boston reach out? Did Yaz and Sheehan reach out to Boston or to the league? Or did Houston put them on the market and say, hey, we're looking to get rid of? So that could answer a lot of our questions too without answering some questions. But that's the bad news. I think it's okay news. We're going to deal with it because I think we're stockpiling.
Yeah, I will say I think I'm okay with it too, because again, just going back to Ryan doing the 4 goals and everything last season, but even just the past 2 games that we've watched, 2 particular players that I know we're going to talk about in a little bit has already been on a really good roll. So I think that their future in scoring 4 goals this season, if not more, is also there. So that's where I'm kind of trying to off balance that. So
the goals coming from, they're coming. We're coming. All right, Houston Dash versus Boston Legacy. I know y'all were excited. We were excited. We're all excited. Houston Dash defeat Boston Legacy 3-0. I mean 6-0. Oh, wait, shoot, 3-0. Houston wins. Incredible. History is being set left and friggin' right. Hashtag prove it is gaining more and more momentum. You set the record for starting the most rookies in a game. You set the record for winning your first away opener of the season and forever. You set the record for starting the season 2-0. You set the record for the largest attendance in your first home opener, not your regular season attendance record, and even not your overall attendance record, but your opening day. Still history. So history seems to be the theme, and an ass whooping it really was taking on Boston Legacy. Dani, I'll start with you this time. It continues. Houston 3-0. Onslaught, domination. What were your thoughts? Let me get the words out of your mouth instead of mine.
I am just so proud of Kiki. Like, she really did just come through. I love that her mom was there to, like, witness this, and we just saw her sister in the last game, so it was, like, really family-oriented, really at the beginning of the season. But I was just so proud of her that she scored a goal, and then 5 minutes later, maybe I think 15 minutes later, she scored her second one, and it was just, and I almost had to double check, like, who scored it, because I was like, there's no way that was Kiki again, like, back to back. So I think that excitement was real, and that'll definitely carry her energy to the next game. And then we had Raider make another goal, and so that's what I'm saying is, like, so far Kiki has scored 2, Raider has scored 2, and it's only the second game of the season. And so I think we'll see a lot more of them.
Right, we had 2 from Kiki, 1 from Raider, and 1 from Robbie in the first game. So we're up to 4 goals so far that season. So that's where the goals are coming from. So we'll see if they continue to come. As we mentioned, Laura, Kiki starts, stuns, and celebrates. Kate Fossey is the injured player. Kiki is the player that comes in and starts. Asked for later in the press conference, you even heard it, what was the genius decision behind starting Kiki in that position over a Messiah Bright and a Clarissa Laracy. But first off, most importantly, your thoughts on the game and Kiki herself.
I mean, I think it was a good game. I know we were kind of expecting, we had kind of said, I said it was going to be like a 2-1 just to kind of, be on the ground and not, try to say more than what we can do, the team could do, just because of the prior season, there's been some trouble finishing and actually scoring, right? I don't think that the issue is getting to the goal. It's just actually making the ball go into the goal that has been kind of a little bit difficult for the team. I saw a lot of good things. I think that, even though there's a lot of new players, a lot of rookies, I think that there's a good communication between the team, even though there's a lot of players that weren't here last season. Some are gone and new ones in, which, a lot of people say like, oh, they're professionals. They have to get used to going in and out of teams, but it still takes a team a while to kind of really know each other and, know how your teammate wants to play or handle the ball or things like that. So I think it was a good game. I also do have to highlight that Boston didn't play the best that they could play. I mean, it's still a very, very, very new team. This was their second team, their second official game. So it's something that I do have to think about and not get too excited and say, the Houston Dash is going to dominate and, they're going to be the best of the best. I think that it's a good warm up. And like you said, it's history, that the away game and now, the home game, those wins. This game for sure against Boston, they could have won with a bigger scale of goals for sure. But I am excited to see the positive things. I am a little hesitant to really say this is it. I have to see, maybe 2 or 3 more games for me to be like, okay, I see the future. I can see where this team is going, just because of, the teams that we face thus far.
I did mention it should have been 6-0. Our awesome number 10, sorry, on the downside here, Malia Barkley missed the penalty kick. Big question is, why is she taking the penalty kick when we have so many attacking players? Kind of expected maybe even a Kiki to take it, somebody to take it. Yeah. Robbie was out there, other players, but surprised that she took it and then she didn't take it. Missed the PK. There was a free kick that was beautifully placed. The ball made it past the keeper, and then the keeper runs into one of our players, and the referee blows the whistle and calls a foul. So that play stands. The goal does not comes back. So there's another one that could have been. And then Kiki does get a hat trick. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. The flag went up because she was just barely offside. I mean, barely offside. So could have been 6-0, as we say. There was a lot of opportunities as well. The defense was on par the entire game. And Dani, we talked to Boston. So we kind of got a little more research and what expected to Boston was going to do to us and try to do to us in the way they played. And to me, the way I saw Boston play was exactly the way we thought they were going to play. They're playing with the 5-back. They just played at home against Gotham, and they still played 5-back. They're coming on the road now. Houston likes to attack when they're at home, especially against a team that's playing like that style. So I kind of went 3-1. So I'm disappointed that I didn't go for the clean sheet. So predictions aren't correct unless they're correct predictions. Laura, we got to work on that. But Dani, you had something else to say about that?
Yeah, no, I will say I was expecting to see Boston's defense a little bit more. I feel like it was there, but I love that we were really quick with the ball too. We found a spot open and we took it. And I was really proud to kind of see that this past game, especially with the 3 goals. Usually I feel like in the past seasons we see a little hesitant from them to make sure they're in the right spot to kick the ball. But this time they got it and shot it, and we saw the outcome of that. So I'm proud of our offense this game.
Boston was missing their center back, St. George's, or I believe that's her name. But also, you reminded me, Dani, either one of you, how many passes did it take for Kiki to score her first goal on that build-up play? Do either one of you know? The hint I gave
3.
to you. The hint I gave to you 5 minutes before, or 15 minutes before the show started.
I can't remember that far back.
Yeah. So I put it in the chat, but it was because the Dash just posted it just a few minutes before we were recording right now. 11 passes in the build-up play before Kiki ended up scoring. So when you're done here, y'all go check out the Dash Twitter, and I've already reposted it too from the Dash Twitter. So you'll see it 11 beautifully, and the ball switched twice on the field of play, and it ended up centrally before back out to Kiki, and then a brilliant finish. Yes, ma'am.
And I love to hear that because I feel like that's always my complaint about our Dynamo team is that they don't pass the ball enough. They kind of just hold on to it and then let it go because we get like 3 players on us when they have the ball. But Dash, I mean, okay, like 11 passes to set up the play does sound like a lot, but that means that the players were continuously passing the ball, which I like hearing. They weren't just holding it for like shits and giggles. They were like, all right, let's get it where we can.
It was good movement on the ball, and it's something Laura said she wanted to see and see a little bit more, but it's nice to see a different type of play with the rookies that are in here and Robbie a part of that play. And when Kiki with the start, I like seeing it because last year watching them very closely, and I know Laura, you were paying a lot close. Sometimes it seemed like Dash attack was stagnant, and they weren't. Their buildup wasn't in cahoots with each other. They weren't. The chemistry was just low. If you put your FIFA rating on for your team, your chemistry rating was probably in the 50s, and that doesn't work for anybody, for any team. You could be the best 11 players in the world, and your chemistry is 50. You better score bangers to outscore the other team. But that's,
Sure.
man. But thank you, Jane Campbell. We don't have to call on you this week and be MVP. Malia Berkeley and Paige Nielsen stood the ground on the background right there, and anything that came through, geez, Laura, you might be able to know that their forward's name that I don't want to even try to butcher pronounce, but she was trying to be a little bit of a threat, put a lot of energy, was a big, thick player, and was able to force Malia Berkeley off her, was able to receive in turn, but didn't have much support. So big shout out to Maggie Graham in the middle of the field right there too, controlling it and preventing Boston from able to move forward. So anything else you want to add on this awesome dub of a win with the Houston Dash, Laura?
I mean, I just want to also, like you just mentioned, highlight the defense as well. I think Paige Nielsen really stopped them. I mean, there were several plays that I was just like, amazed. I think that she's one of the really good, high quality players. She's experienced. She has talent. And I like the way that she plays. I think right now, she's the one that really does command like respect from other players within and, visiting teams. And it's just really good to see those players back on the home pitch to see. And, she really did for me. She was a key element also for the back line. So, yeah.
In the press conference, I asked Fabrice the question about Kiki starting over Laracy and Bright. Now we have another week to play. Dani, Laura, you heard the answer. I'm going to come back to you to see what your thoughts are. But Dani, his answer was Bright was coming off an injury, not really right back. Laracy was getting back into it, or whatever his friggin' answer was. Go listen to the media availability on Foxtrot TV, y'all. If you haven't listened already, it's the press conference for Fabrice, Kiki, and Klinky from after the game Saturday night. But Dani, so do you start Kiki again, or do you think he might lean towards Laracy or Bright? Again, I know we're a little ahead of ourselves with Angel City, but we're talking Kiki right now. What do you think is going to happen?
I feel like he could go both ways. He likes to mix up the players, but I think Kiki really showed her position and why she deserves to be there. I wouldn't be surprised though if he swapped him out for someone else, just because I think he does want everyone to understand what role they need to have in our games. So I think switching up wouldn't be surprising, but going towards Angel City, I think we kind of have a good starting, and I think he should keep Kiki. She proved herself, I think, so.
Yeah, I agree. I hope he does keep with Kiki, and he did mention that Kiki playing the 9 was kind of new to her too as well. She's used to playing out on the wing. But Laura, what did you think whenever he gave his answer about, the genius move with Kiki starting 1? It obviously played out right, but you still have the other 2 options. Let's assume all 3 are healthy this week, 100% healthy.
I would definitely stay with Kiki. I mean, why mess with a good thing?
Yeah.
Why mess with a good thing right now, right? And knowing the history of LA, right? So I just think that would be a smart thing to kind of stay
with Kiki as is and kind of see if you can repeat, a doubleheader again and see what happens. I think that it would be the obvious choice for me would be Kiki, right? But like Dani mentioned, sometimes he wants to put players in different positions and really see what kind of happens. And it's still very early on in the season. I just really want to get all those points from day one. So if something happens in the middle or at the end of the season, we're not scrapping for points as it has happened multiple seasons past, right? So
Right.
I think if it's a good start, which I think it is the best start the team has had in history, if we continue that to at least, 10 games, I think that there is a little breather for mistakes. And then the finals won't be as stressful and needful for points as years prior.
Right.
Yeah,
So that'd be nice if we can qualify for the playoffs before the playoffs come, before decision day.
The
Before we
dream.
can- Yeah.
yeah.
Oh. Well, Houston Dash do win, do get to move on. It'll be curious to see what the lineup looks like next week against Angel City in Angel City. But unless y'all have anything else to add on to that game, it was an exciting game. Go back and watch the highlights. You can also find on Foxtrot TV. Thank you.
It was such an exciting game. Like, I'm so glad that we had the turnout we did for that game. Like, that was just so great because I think people were going for the first time and they saw that adrenaline rush and the excitement the crowd, like the fans brought and the players. And so I really hope that game, seeing it in person, will bring people back. So,
yeah.
And the Galena Park High School
Exactly.
band
they
of
were so
gold.
good.
That's what I wanted to add in. I'm like, yes, we can't forget, the band. I think it really did bring like an extra oomph of energy. And having that many people in the stadium, it really does make a difference. I'm not saying that, when there's less people there, it's still a vibe, but I think that adding more screams and more bodies to the stadium and also having that band there that not only did they do songs, but they also had like choreography. So, when there was like the ball was stopped, I'm like, okay, so what are they doing? So it's like an extra feature that I really did enjoy. Hopefully, maybe they'll do it with different bands around Houston and surrounding areas.
I hope so. We tagged them. We got a lot of likes and some reposts. We got a couple endorsements. One from Paige Nielsen herself. She took the time to like it on her own social media. There was another one. A couple of parents also saw it and liked it from the team as well. And I want to say it has to be a fan. Yes, it was not a fan. Sorry, a fan of the team, but saw the post and told us that it was Galena Park High School because I'm sure they announced it during the game, but was not actually paying attention to that part, or either listening to the columns anyways. But thank you, that person who let us know who it was. And then I went and tagged them on Instagram and made another post, made the same post on Instagram, and tagged the Galena Park High School. So shout out to them. I hope we can get more of that. That was amazing. And those kids, from
amazing.
3 to 5 o'clock, were in the sun.
Exactly.
And black.
They were wearing
the
black.
hotness. And the hotness.
Yeah.
Woo! Those kids, crazy. Whatever. I want to go to an UIL competition whenever they're there to perform, just to show our loyalty back to them. They were freaking amazing. So great shout out there, Laura. Woo. All right. NWSL Roundup. So all the games last week in the NWSL, there was a couple crazies. Run through them real quick. Y'all let me know if y'all want to interject on any of them. There is a few things that did happen this weekend. Orlando hosted Denver 1-1, tied 1-1. Sorry, Bandit did score. Former Dash player, really only for one season though. Abby Smith was the player of the game with 10 saves to keep Denver from losing that game 1-1. Yaz did start. I think Sheehan come down with an illness among travel, so she was not even on the bench. But, Yaz did not play well either, from what I could tell. So she didn't transition well. And that was kind of a quick start, too. She flew in and probably had 2 days to work with that.
Yeah.
But she is a special player, too. So you might have expected more, and that's why they went with the start. But give her time. She'll build in with that team. But, good for Denver for getting their draw. They got a point. Racing, surprise again. Racing was up 2-0 on Washington, and the game ended up finishing 2-2. Washington is struggling, and they're a strong friggin' team, so we're going to have to keep an eye on them this year.
I was surprised to see that they were down at 2-0, but then not surprised when they caught up, because they're like, oh, we can't do this to ourselves. So I'm sure they were determined to at least get a draw, but I was surprised that it was kept at a 2-2 score.
Trinity Rodman's also quiet over there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What happened, Trinity? You get the money, now you're chilling? Uh-oh.
No, I don't think so. No, she's a very competitive, personality, and, on and off the pitch, she has that fire. So it's for her. I mean, she comes from money, some sort of money, her dad, right? So I don't think it's because of the money.
No, of course not. That was all sarcasm, and then Trinity Rodman's a hell of a player, and you can tell what type of player she is. I mean, she's not not shy to social media as well either. So you believe what you see, and we all love Trinity Rodman. So I'm just happy she stayed in the NWSL. So just not going to be happy twice a year, and we're going to struggle. But so far so good against her when we played her so far. This one is a game of resilience. Portland. I hate the Portland Thorns. They're always a thorn in someone's side, and this time they were a thorn in Seattle's side. This Cassandra Borgery. I butcher names on every show, by the way. That's on the Noodle Time and Dash Dispatch, just so y'all know. She took a yellow card in the 8th minute, and then took a yellow card in the 9th minute, and got a red card. I did not have time to go see the highlights to go back and look at that and see how deserving that was, but Portland was down a man 9 minutes into the game and decided to score 2 goals before the half, which was crazy. And then in the 59th minute, they take another red card. So now they're down 2 men and 2 women, and still end up holding the score to 2-0. Not only were they down 2 women, they decided to sub in Sophia Wilson to play and to keep Seattle on their toes, and end up in that. Now that was a freaking game. I don't know if y'all got to see that or have anything to say about that, but in Portland, oh God, I hate that.
No, but now I want to go see the highlights. I saw the score, but I didn't, wasn't able to see the highlights. But, there's so many games. I'm so happy that there's, more and more games that you have to watch that you can't watch them all. But I have to watch that one. I'm gonna have to watch it and see.
It's the 8 games a week, and I try to go watch the little 7, 8, 9 minutes. They all vary, the little highlight reels that they do from each game. So I try to catch those so I can build my knowledge of the game and learn about all these new friggin' players that are popping up in the league too. Because Jesus Christ, who's like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And you learn, oh, she's 18, she's 17, she's 19, just came over from this. Like, what? Where the players are popping up? Who needs a button shop?
I was not doing this at 16 years old. I was not this focused.
No, I mean, I was focused, but I was just trying to pass high school. And I was like, okay, let me take my classes.
I don't even care about that.
We are amazing athletes. Yeah, I don't know. That's, man, I wouldn't mind.
I played soccer, but I was not going to be a professional.
Yeah.
So I knew it. I was like, yeah, Laura, you're not good enough. Yeah.
I just do soccer to stay active,
Yeah. For sure.
People give me shit because I call myself old soccer guy and I'm under 50, but I'm hurting all the time. And
hey man, the transition from your 20s to your 30s is, people don't talk about it enough, but it's a hell of a change. Let me tell you, from your 20s to your 30s.
My mid 30s is when everything just started breaking apart. Now I broke my ankles went to hell and shit back when I was a teenager, and I career-ending injury, and I have no ankles. These do this right here, kind of thing. But everything hurts. But let's just get back to what people care about. Let's get back to soccer. Gotham is struggling. Gotham again, 0-0 at home. This time Gotham struggles. Natalie Jacobs gets the start and has the game of her, just has a great game to secure that clean sheet for North Carolina and not defeat Gotham. Well, I want to say defeat Gotham, but 0-0 game right there. Natalie Jacobs, shout out to her for getting the start. And I think she's in that starting lineup now. When she went over to North Carolina last year, she wasn't getting to play much, and we were questioning what the hell's going on. Why'd you bring her over there if you're not going to use her? And, why'd we trade her from Malia Barkley if you're just not going to use her either? But I'm going to keep my Malia Barkley. If Jacobs, you want to come back, I'll take you too. But I'm glad you're finally starting over there. So,
yeah.
Bay FC versus our next opponent, which we'll get into the breakdown with Dash and Angel City. But they ended up winning 3-1. They are atop the league. They got Jones or anyway, she's got 2 goals, two assists in 2 games already. So that's going to be somebody that we're going to have to look out for whenever we talk. And I can't stand Kennedy Fuller and Giselle Thompson. They're both on fire. And I do stand Kennedy Fuller because I'm a Man City women's fan, and that's where she came from. So, big love talking about her either way. But Chicago, here's the big upset of the weekend. If you haven't seen this one, you need to go see this one because Ryan Gary's Michelle Lozia get a start. Chicago defeats Kansas City 2-1. Let me mention minus Chawinga, but KC had everybody friggin' else. And Chicago, the team in question this year, Dash 2.0 or Dash negative 1.0, whatever we want to call them, gets the big win, and it's crazy. So might want to go check those highlights out too to see what the hell happened.
I saw that Ryan is up for vote of Player of the Week along with Kiki, and so it was weird to see Ryan posted up there. I was like, "You go, Ryan," but chill out.
Yeah, I mean, now we don't have any Ryans because before I was doing the sideline games, I was like, Ryan, oh, wait, which Ryan?
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
which one? Yeah.
Just yell Ryan, and they both look and come same time.
Yeah, and now there's none.
Laura?
Yeah, and now there's none.
Someone like, did you see what Ryan did? I'm like, Ryan's on the bench. I'm like, oh, that Ryan. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the final game of the week was Utah hosted San Diego, and San Diego got that 2-1 win. San Diego did have to wait till the 88th minute mark to get that win, but also got benefit of a red card on Utah in the 83rd minute, so they had a little help to get that win. So San Diego may not be as good as they thought they were, which leads us to the standings, NWSL standings. And I'm just going to do the top 3 because that's all that's important. Angel City, your Houston Dash, and the Portland Thorns are all 2-0. You've got what is that? Angel City with a +6, we're a +4, and Portland's a +3. Portland
That's the only difference between us and Angels, that they have that goal difference of the 2 goals.
+6. Yeah, +6 over +4. They have given up a goal. We have not given up a goal, so we do have that on our benefit, but they've just scored more goals. So, but you know what? Now we play each other. And then Portland's right there. They haven't given up a goal either. So them Portland friggin' Thorns, I can't stand them. And real quick to mention, the NWSL schedule does pop back off on Wednesday night with 6 games. Angel City does not play on Wednesday, and Houston does not play on Wednesday, but you do have a slew of games on Wednesday night if y'all want to watch some NWSL soccer on Wednesday night. And then, of course, your weekend soccer will kick back off with your Houston Dash taking on Angel City at 9:00 in Los Angeles. I look forward to it. It is a Friday night, thankfully. So I might take a nap. I might not take a nap, but I'll be up for it.
So I was watching the Angels. I watched a little bit of the highlights for Angel City and Bay, and I will say I do want to keep an eye out on John's daughter because she was the one who scored 2 of the goals, and so she just looked really fierce out there too. So I'm hoping that because we were playing really well with our 3-0 this past weekend, that we could kind of fight her off, and our defense steps up to that. But I'll definitely keep an eye on her.
Absolutely. I think she's the same type of build as the player that we defended against this weekend, too. She's a big, stout, forward type player that creates. So, Malia Barkley will have her job in her hand. Paige Nielsen will have to back her up, and we'll just have to be ready for that. But, Laura, Angel City, we're going to Angel City. I've already mentioned the Kennedy Fuller, Giselle Thompson. Luckily, the other Thompson's not here anymore. Dani just mentioned their star striker who has 4 goal contributions already in 2 games. So that's something special. They have a very good midfield. They have a strong defense. So Angel City is doing better than what they were last year and the year previous to that. So they might be doing a little better than what they were expected as the Houston Dash is. So Give me your preview of Angel City versus Houston Dash.
Again, I think that once you look at it on paper, you're like, okay, the Dash has a fighting chance. And I know, again, it goes back into that thing that the Dash has always been put like always, like automatically each season, the Dash is one of the teams that everyone, the experts put, kind of in the last kind of in order. But I think that, with kind of erasing in a sort of sense of those kind of prior knowledges or what people think that the Dash is or isn't, when they just look at the scores and what happened, I feel like it's a very winnable game. I honestly do. I think that it's a game that they can either if not win, for sure a tie. I think that they have a good groove going. They're a team that has shown that they could play good games away from home. I think that it's one of their fortes that I think that they can carry into the season. So I would expect, being positive, I would expect a win. If things go south, then maybe a tie, but I think it's a very winnable game.
Nice. I do like that. I will be curious. You did mention we are a good road team, and it's these players that do play well on the road. Now you're adding the rookies to it, so we'll see how they transition into that road stature or whatever. But we can play Angel City well. It'll be a tough environment. Expect Fabrice probably to go with the same lineup pretty much. We find out on Thursday at the press conference if he's going to hint at anything. Obviously, we won't find the lineup out until Friday night, but we'll maybe get some information out of him on Thursday. So y'all pay attention for the Dash media availability on Thursday night and go check out the press conference. You'll also have a player to be announced on that'll be included on that. We don't know what player yet, but so y'all keep an eye out for that, and we'll see what the pregame for San Diego is within the Dash locker room per se. Dani, same thing. Angel City, I think it's going to be a tougher opponent than expected, but in the same boat as the Houston Dash. How are you looking at this game?
I think we're going to face a lot of pressure, to be honest, and I think we need to see that. We saw some in the past two games, but I think coming from Angel City, we're really going to need to step up our passing, our assistance, because I was looking at their games from Red Stars and Bay, and they have Fuller, Shores, Borges. I was seeing all the assistant passing they had going on, and so I'm like, all right, we need to watch that ball. We need to get on top of them. Whoever has the ball, we need to get players surrounding them. We can't just linger and wait for them to pass the ball, and I think we need to kind of pressure them back. Is what we should do.
And it was a Chicago and Bay, right? So Bay, we know, is not a good opponent, so it's hard to judge them, but they did score 3 away goals on Bay. And then the Chicago, I didn't believe in Chicago going into this season, but here they are upsetting Kansas City and this weekend too at the same time. So it's hard to say and hard to judge, and that's why you play the games, and these two are going to go friggin' at it. And
yeah.
I expect a brawl. I expect a fight. It's funny because I did happen to, after the press conference, I did happen to catch Paige saying bye and walking out as she was walking out. And I said, "Hey, Paige, are you ready for Angel City? Are you ready? I am." So expect Paige to be ready to be on fire, to not let Angel City score, to keep those fans as quiet as possible. What I'm looking for, I would like to see the Dash. I expect Fabrice to do what he always does on the road, and that's going to be play a little more safer to start, at least in the first half, and then the second half is when he starts to push a little more forward. And that's his typical road play. I would like to see him push a little more aggressive in the first half as well, even if it's for window segments. Maybe do it, for your team has possession and we're doing okay. Let's go ahead and push for 5 minutes. And then, hold the bus back a little bit and, retract and be safe again. But I would like to see a little more aggressive stints in the first half so that we're not sitting on the edge of our seats in the second half. Oh, yeah. Come on. And then, the game is close.
It's kind of like what happened this game too. He even mentioned it. He's like, you saw the team in the first half and then you saw the team in the second half.
which is again something that the team has done in prior seasons to kind of wait at the last minute. So
they need to stop doing that. Some people are hard,
It's just,
man.
yeah.
They go crazy. All right. Whew. Dani, any final thoughts on this game against San Diego? I will be asking y'all's predictions, of course.
For which game?
San Diego. Angel City.
Angel City. I'm so excited just to see it. Like, I do have butterflies in my stomach just to see how they've been playing. But we're both kind of in the same spot right now, give or take the goals. I really just am hyped to see what these two teams will do towards each other, especially being so early in the game and being so high ranked right now. Like, I feel like if we could really show our colors this game and what we can do the whole season, I think this would be the time to really show the fan base like what we can do as a team, what they want to do as a team, like to prove it against Angel City. Like
to prove it. And to segue that, Laura, do you think if this win is not just a nice win, but do you think the NWSL nationally could maybe finally take notice of the Houston Dash? I don't know how much they're taking notice. I do see NWSL posting some on their Twitter account and posting some things about Houston Dash, but I haven't been able to listen to Soccer Wise and hear their opinions. And sorry, I keep forgetting the two girls' names that that do the national, but I haven't been able to listen to their experts. But can we finally get some national spotlight if the Dash can come out of this win against Angel City?
I think so for sure, because automatically Angel City has been a team that has a lot of following. Whether they win or lose, it's just a team that has the media following them. It has a large mass of followers and just media as well, like I just mentioned. And I think that the Dash has always been an underdog, and not in the sense that they don't have the talent or could have made it to more playoffs than they officially went to. I think that the team obviously has shown that throughout the seasons, there has been a lot of drama and conflict in some of the base things that you need to have to create a good team. But through that all, the team still has shown really good games and the potential. And I think that word, it sounds like, a broken record. And I feel like I say it a lot. Oh, they have potential. Give them a chance. They have potential. They have potential. And season after season after season, you're like, yeah, they have potential. So I think that with this game, I think it'll be a good step towards kind of cementing their name in the teams of not being underdogs, but of a team that can be taken serious and dangerous. And I'm not saying that they don't take the Dash serious, but unfortunately, we have seen it that the spotlight doesn't go to the Dash as perhaps it should go for a lot of games and players that we have, because other teams are just, for whatever reason, outdoing us in a lot of things, outdoing the team in games, whether it was the score or the players that they hired or, names that are international and things like that. So I think that now that they've had really good games back to back, and if they continue this third one, I think that it might be a tap in the shoulder to a lot of, fans and a lot of media people and be like, okay, we see you, Houston, we see you, third game. Because, I know, because I've talked to other fans, and they're like, 2 games, it could have been a fluke. Look who you played, blah, blah, blah. But if you keep advancing at this pace and, scoring those goals, you're third and fourth, there's going to be no denying that the Dash is a team that needs to be taken serious.
So I like that you kind of called yourself out on the word potential, because that kind of brings me back to last season and all the draws we got. I think once fans and people in general of soccer see that number, they don't really look into how we caught up or the flops that we let the other team catch up to us. So I think showing these numbers of like a 2-0 start to the season may be a fluke. I'm not going to lie and think that, like, I don't think that myself, which is why I'm so excited about Angel City and playing them. But I'm really hoping that, like, we can push ourselves and really show, like, what we want to do this season. So.
Yeah. And I want to chime in, with what Dani said, because, again, like, when we say this, a lot of people don't look at the game. They don't see the highlights. You just see the score, the end of the day score. And like what Dani said, so many ties are like, okay, they tied again, but they don't know that they were losing 2-0 and they came back and did what they, at least tied with the game that everyone thought they were going to lose. So again, it's that thing of saying, they have potential, and then not really, not showing. Yeah, it really not showing at the end of the day, unfortunately. And not having those points that they need, because you can tie and that'll get you somewhere, but it's not going to get you the playoffs, unfortunately. So I think that the Dash has had those kind of seasons that, whether it was a score, ties, or like behind the scenes things that affected the team. And I just really want them to have a good season. I think it's time.
Yeah.
What is this, the 13th season? Is this the lucky season? Or is this season 14?
I don't know. I've been covering the team since they were born here.
It was actually 2012 or 13 that it started, but I remember it was back that far.
But we'll say 14 or 13 if that sounds better.
We'll say whatever will get us to playoffs.
Yeah. Whatever works. Shoot. Get the ball into the net and score some goals and keep winning. Take it. And I agree with y'all both 100% with both what y'all said. We got to beat the draws and we'll get that notoriety and people will start believing in, and the potential that, has been brought into this team is obviously there, and got to continue and got to stick with it. Can't fade out. All right. Big time dramatic moment. I know Laura loves this part, so I'll start it off. I know. It's putting ourselves on the spot, but it makes us. Are we homers? Are we sticking to it?
I'm bad. I'm bad at always guessing. I'm not good at it. I'm not. That's why I don't bet money on that. I would lose all my money. I
kind of like what Boston did on their show with us. They had like a scoring system. So if you got the game right, the winner right, you got a point or whatever. If you got the score right, you got a point. If you got the score and the winner right, you got a point. And then so
maybe we should adapt that and see. And whoever wins gets like a free coffee or a beer. I don't know, whatever you guys want. That'll motivate me.
Then Eric was the one who called this last game. What would you say? 3-1 game? 3-0?
3-1. 3-1.
Maybe I should be cocky and be like, you know what? All cards on the table.
Yeah. You said the same thing too. I feel more, but so I will break it open for y'all while y'all still think about it, and I'm going to give y'all something to think about, because I think it's the first 1-2 wins this game. I say the game will be a 1-1 draw. Is where I believe in. I believe in our defense, and I believe in our defense able to hold Angel City back. I am a little worried about Angel City and the attack that they're going to bring, especially on that one side, on their right side, I believe it is. Maybe the left, may be confused, but whichever. So it is going to be a little different. Where's the goals going to come from? Is Kiki going to have the game that she had? It's going to be one of those battles back and forth, and the team with the best shot probably going to score the goals. But I think it's going to be 1-1. First 1-2 wins. So, if I don't watch the game and look up and see the score was 2-1 Angel City, I'm not going to be devastated. I'll be, surprised. I'm like, damn, man. I thought, oh well. If we look and win 2-1, I'm going to be excited and surprised, probably more. So I think I'm leaning Angel City might get lucky and win this game, but I'm going with the draw 1-1. And I'm leaving some door open for the Dash to win this game 2-1. As that's that first 1-2 wins. Which one of y'all wants to go next? Since y'all both hate this.
I don't know. I really didn't want to say the Dash lose either, but I think our defense will kind of step in. So I wanted to say Angel will win 1-0, if not just a 0-0 game maybe. Just because I think we're both going to be so into ourselves with offense versus offense and defense versus defense. And I think that it'll be a low-scoring game. But I just don't want a draw. So I'm not going to put that in the universe. I won't be mad because it's not an L, right? But I want us to win, of course.
We're not going to go 16-0, so we are going to have to say, or 26-0. So how many games do we play now? Shoot, 30. It's 32, right? 16 teams, 15. We play 30 games. Sorry, 30 freaking games. So we're not going to go 30-0. No. So we're going to have to say that they're going to lose particular games, and we're going to be very happy when we're wrong. That's the best part about it. And we will brag when we're wrong. on the good side of it. And
That's why we'll
won't
either
like
lose. We'll either lose 1-0 or a 2-1, just because I feel like we're gonna want to put some sort of goal on the table for us. So.
Hmm.
I know. Good one. I like it. I like it. And I like your explanation too. All right, Laura, it's up. Pressure's on you.
I mean, again, if I look at the papers and statistics, I feel like the Dash could win. I mean, is it going to be easy? No, it's not. And it's not going to be a 3-0. It's not going to be a 6-0. That's not going to happen with this team for sure. I think it's going to be like head to head. I think that the defense is going to have to work a lot. I think the Dash could win 1-0. I'm going to go with that. I did want to do 1-1, which could be the other score, but I want to say the Dash could win 1-0. And I'm usually kind of very skeptical. Maybe I'm on a winner streak high that I'm saying, hey, they're going to win. But just if I look at the two games of these two teams just this season, I feel like the Dash could win 1-0. The goal for me is not going to come from Kiki. I don't think it's going to come from who we expect. I feel like it might even come from, I want to say Paige Nielsen. I mean, why not? Like, I feel like it might be one of those goals that, it's going to be a scrappy game. I think that it's not going to be like those beautiful goals like golazo or something like that. I think that it's going to be a scrappy goal, maybe one that, the goalie pushes out and then it gets back on. And, those kind of goals that you're like, okay, who scored? Did it even go in? That's what I'm kind of preparing. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of preparing for. But I do want to see the Dash on the winning end.
I hope you're right, and obviously I hope you're right. We're gonna get that Dash dub, a big win in LA. That's the only way to do it. So, people, if y'all want to go listen to, we do have some friends, or I do have some friends. They are friends of the show. Y'all, Dani and Laura, will get to meet them at some point further up in the season. Angel, Casual Pod FC, and they are the Angel City podcast friends of ours. We couldn't collaborate this week, but we will collaborate the next time we play against them. But y'all want to go check them out, and you want to learn a little bit about Angel City and how we're going to play against them. Go listen to their show; they do a good job, and you'll get their honest take on Angel City themselves. But that is that. We're going to come out with a dub, and we will talk about that next week. Hopefully it's nothing but good news. All right, Dani, we move on. No one asked. Hashtag.
Oh my gosh, no one asked. Okay, so Dash made history so far, but I want to say I also made history this past game. Eric was there for it, but I think I made history when I was the first person that the medics at the stadium had to help, because unfortunately I fainted before the game even started, which was really scary. But I got the medics ready for the season. So friendly reminder, drink your water, stay hydrated, eat your food, stay cool, bring your fan, bring your cool towel, whatever. I thought I was fine, but apparently the sun and humidity had other plans for me. I stuck around the whole game, but yeah, I was the first medic care.
Yeah, gave us a friggin' scare. We're recording, and Dani's behind the scenes, and next thing we know, we're helping and we're calling for medic. We're worried. We did not know what's going on. We're aware of Dani, but we're not aware of what could happen. But so we were just medic, and then
yeah, which is crazy because that's just a friendly reminder. You think you can take care of yourself, but your body has other plans for you. But I do just think it's funny in my own dramatic self-awareness that I was the first patient that medics had for the season. So I broke them in.
I'm so glad we could make fun of it now, and you're making fun of it now. You did drop pretty good. So
yeah.
Shout out to the staff. There were four ushers and several people. There were 2 ladies that were very close vicinity that came to Dani's attention as well. So if those ladies happen to be listening to this show, shout out to y'all. Thank you for your help and your quick response too. Yeah. I do want the medics to get there a little bit quicker next time. Thank you. Okay. It was, you were right around the corner. So hurry up. It was hot. You should have been prepared. Sorry, Dani. They did a great job. They did take care of you, but it took them a minute to get there.
No, I had to step in and do my due diligence. I sacrificed myself, so next time they are more prepared for their next person. Hopefully, this does not happen to anyone anytime soon, because I always tell people be cautious of the sun and yourself. But hopefully, they're more prepped and ready to go next time.
Don't do it again.
I won't do it again.
Please don't.
I will. Unless you pay attention to me, and then maybe I'll just drop. But
oh my god.
Right. Please and thank you. Be safe, y'all. All, like she said, listen and drink plenty of water, especially for a 3:00 game in the middle of Houston. But we'll have a new segment that'll be called whatever we want to call it at some point, but it's kind of on the spot and dropped in the last minute. So I like to call it Laura with the news right now. Laura, you have any news you want to talk about?
I mean, the news is please drink water and know that Houston heat is intense. I mean, I've done sideline games. I was at a Roughnecks game last season, and I was like, hey, I need to go in because I felt like my body was shutting down. And I had water and I had sunscreen. But when your body says, you know what, like you're out here 30 minutes and that's going to be enough. That's going to be enough. Because I've been there, 2 hours and nothing has happened. And this time I was there 30 minutes and my body was like, you need to leave. You need to leave. So it's important to listen to your body and really try to take care of it, because you don't want to, pass out and faint or feel weak and things like that. So highlighting that again for the fans as well. I think that the stadium does do a good job of having like those little sprinklers throughout the, throughout the stadium, right? They still have like those water.
Yeah. And you can bring a reusable cup that you can fill in and like fountains and stuff like that too. So you're to bring your own cup and whatnot. And water now is like $3, I think. It's not very expensive. I think it's on like their $4 below menu.
Yeah.
Well, you found a way to get 2 waters for free.
I know.
Okay, Dani.
I love getting free water. I do. So when I saw this 2 water bottles, I'm like, oh, I hope no one had to pay for it, or if they did, like, thank you though. Like,
the lady at the concession stand also asked and checked on you later because we did go back to the scene of the crime to finish our recording, and so people did check on you because you did not return back. So there was people come up and asked and checked on you, and we said she's doing fine. She's getting some water, and she'll be back out to enjoy the game.
When I get nervous, I do like just try and crack jokes and be like nonchalant about it. I know it was kind of serious, but they were taking my vitals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm getting like a free doctor's appointment. Like, thank you. And they're like, if it goes below this, like we have to get you to the ambulance. I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
You had to pull a knife out.
I really did. I was like, I'm not missing this game.
I mean, you're doing better. You look good and you have energy. So that's always good to hear.
Yeah.
I guess kind of going back to mine, I don't know if you guys have any, I'm really bad at naming stuff. I don't know. So if you guys have anything about this little section of mine that we're trying to do, give it to us, send it to us. I think right now I do want to mention that FIFA officially said that there has to be either a woman or an assistant, woman for both. There has to be a woman as a coach or as an assistant coach for any FIFA tournaments. What does that entail? They really were kind of vague about the details, if that's going to go into like all tournaments or just like, like the World Cup or, like the other leagues tournaments that they have. I couldn't find any information that was specific on exactly how that's going to trickle down to like other leagues like the NWSL or Liga MX and things like that. But I think it's a good start. I think it's something that I've always said. I know my husband and my brothers are always like, okay, Laura, we get it. You need more women to have, more higher positions. And I'm like, yeah, if men can coach in the women's team, why can't women coach in the men's team? Yeah. Like, it's something that I've always been like, okay, it could be like, we can go back and forth. We can do it. So I think it's a big step to make it official. I think it's something that it needs to be done. I think it's finally here. It should have been here since the beginning, but I think that this will also motivate a lot of women to want to take that step to be a coach or an assistant coach and see that there's more pathways for it to be a career or to be a life choice, and not just say, it's really hard to get into. Why am I even going to try? Because that's something that really does happen. I mean, there's a lot of women that have a lot of potential and don't see the path towards it and kind of just like give up that path of them wanting to do that. So I think that this is a good step towards that. And eventually, I do want to see women in the MLS, and I don't care. Come for me, guys. Come for me. I want to see women coaching in the MLS too. I mean, just like men have been coaching the NWSL. I think that it's something that is not crazy to me. I think that it could be something that's done. I mean, the NBA has done that. I think with assistant coaches. I want to say the Spurs have done it.
Yep, the Spurs.
And I think that it could be done in other sports as well. For me.
Her name was Becky is her first name. Can't remember her last name.
Yes. I know I have her face, but I can't remember her name. I was trying to think of it. It just didn't happen.
She's with the Aces still right now, I think. Las Vegas Aces. But
yeah.
So, well, thank you. I think if we can find an article on that, I'll probably go post that on the Noodle Tempio account on X. So if y'all want to go see that, go check out that article. I'll see if I can get it posted so you can go get your read it for yourself.
Ooh.
But
no, I know we're like running really late, but I also want to give a shout out to this league that is in Washington. It is a league that it's called Federal Triangle Soccer Club, and it is a LGBTQ plus soccer club that anyone can join. And it does a lot of community nonprofit work to help LGBTQ plus communities that are in danger or in a dangerous situation, and trying to help them with their careers and different things. So if you guys want to check them out, I always like to wear shirts that mean something. I try. Not always, because at games you can't wear jerseys and stuff like that. But when I'm out on the streets of Houston or Katy, you might see me wearing random nice shirts that you'll see. Hey, I wonder what that is. So I just wanted to explain too what this jersey means.
Nice. I like it. Good shout out there. Right. Hey,
I'm done.
So hey, you're done. That's it. That's all the news you got. That was a good news segment there. But hey, like you said, so that's the kind of the idea. Laura, just give her ideas on what she wants to call her segment here, and Andreas, whenever he pops on the show, he's going to have the same thing. Told him, come up with his what he wants to talk about. Last week, Dani, if he was on the show, he would have been just like you and would have popped off with Venezuela beating USA and would have made sure that everybody knew about it. So as you found out this weekend that y'all are both Venezuelan and his entire family is Venezuelan, so he enjoyed it. And as you also found out, his parents, who are in Venezuela, after the game, I want to say it's after the game, went out on the roads of Venezuela, just driving around celebrating and showing it.
It was so beautiful to see all the news around the world and from Venezuela. And baseball is so important to our culture down there, because that's really just what we have. And just with everything going on in the world, we just really needed 5 minutes of something to be proud of and to cheer for and to just make us happy cry. And that definitely made us happy cry. I was losing my shit. I was losing it.
I know she was.
It was a good game.
Such a good. Oh my God.
She had, because we were recording the first half, and then I went to bed and and then next thing I know, oh man, what the hell? But because I'm USA, but good job, Dani. I'm glad y'all win. That was big for that team, that baseball team. So, but there you go. So, Dani, real quick, where can people find you?
Y'all can find me at H-Town Sports Fangirl.
There you go.
Talk about sports in Houston.
Get your account back. Get your other account back.
I've been trying. I've still been trying. You think I'm joking, but
you'll get it eventually. It might take a while, but I think you can do it.
I'm trying. And at this point, I'm all right, I'll start over. Just bear with me.
Yeah, your second account's going to have more than your first account by this point. So
right.
You might just have that two personalities. You can switch them up a little bit. Laura, tell people where they can find you.
What is it? Laura Gómez News or Laura Gómez News, however you want to pronounce it.
Well, when you're just typing, just kidding. No, but hey, also at Dynamic Foxtrot, any platform, just put it into Google, whatever you're looking for. You're in Spotify at Dynamic Foxtrot. You're on YouTube at Dynamic Foxtrot. You're on Amazon Music at Dynamic Foxtrot. Go check out at Dynamic Foxtrot Also, if you get one of our stickers and you scan that barcode, it's going to take you to our card, our CAARD or CARRD, whatever the hell it is. It's going to take you to all our socials. So maybe I'll post that again. And then you could just click on their name and it'll take you to their social media choice. So yeah, thank y'all for listening. Please check us out on Foxtrot TV if you want to see what's going on. I do know there's some other platforms that play the video as you're listening to us in the background. But otherwise, we're waving at you. We're throwing our H's up. Please say goodbye. We'll see you next week, hopefully talking another dub. H's up.